Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Cocktail Hour. I am Meg.
And I'm Nikki. And if you are a vendor heading to a wedding this weekend, this episode is dedicated to you.
I was like, we're rolling with it. Okay, today we are talking, our favorite word, diabolical associate photographer behavior, but it's not about the photographer who
it's not
shot
about
the
the
wedding.
associate.
Yeah,
it's about the hiring photographer.
Exactly. And we are shook. We saw the photos from this situation.
I am upset. I'm sick. I am AI upset.
And I will not show them because
we don't want
to blow anyone's spot up. But yeah, when we saw these, again, we talk about this all the time of like, you can't trust someone's website and all these style shoots they're going to.
I do also think we should talk about Taylor Swift's engagement because I read a comment. Okay. The photographers are going wild on this.
Yeah.
They're sharing about it. They're talking about it. And it said,
no.
And I have never liked something so quickly.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I do understand art is subjective and blah, blah, blah. The Discord online where it's like, she should have tagged the photographer. Shut up. Shut up.
That's the least of my concern.
That's the least of my
concerns. If I was the photographer, I don't want to be tagged. No. I don't want that work.
If anything, the photographer made them sign an NDA and said, don't share my work because people are coming for me. But the photographs themselves, it makes no sense to me.
No.
But again, this I'm sure was a surprise to Taylor.
Her mom took them or something.
Maybe and everyone's ripping her apart.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, some 10-year-old just threw them into Lightroom and edited them. But I'm sure that it was Travis that set up the photographer.
Sure.
Just hired someone.
Somebody said that Brittany and Patrick Mahomes have a photographer who they use regularly and the work looks very similar. So you're probably right in saying that it was probably that. But I have seen photographers there's this preset called the editorial edit or something. And I follow them. And we'll get into that because I'm going through a fucking editing crisis. I want to literally die. I cannot. But
I think everyone can empathize with that. So that'll be a good spot.
I'm unwell.
Yeah.
I'm losing it.
Yeah.
But the editorial edit preset, they posted all over their story this looks like our preset. And I was like, I would not be sharing that.
I would not.
I would not be owning that this is your preset because what in the muddy ass... What?
No. And so many photographers have posted, even people I'm not even friends with, but I'm on their close friend story, which let me say this. Thank you. I love to be on a close friend story.
I love when I see that.
When I click it, I expect there to either be tea or a hot take.
Yeah.
Or family stuff that they don't want to share, their pictures of their babies, which I think is nice that they've added me. But so many people have posted on their close friend story, are we really going to admit that this or say that this is a good photo? No, but they also don't want to be seen as mean, so they won't say it out loud.
The Swifties, much like the Bayhive, I'm sure, will fucking come for you and cut you up.
Yeah.
And I'm just not willing to go through that right now. I've got enough going on.
But here's what I'll say. Let's put this in perspective. Our Instagram is filled, our algorithm is filled with photographers and wedding vendors.
Right.
So we are seeing that conversation of these photos are fucking horrendous. People that are
people
not,
don't care.
They don't care. The regular Swiftie, they're not following a bunch of wedding vendors. They're not looking at a bunch of wedding photos. They look at the photo and they go, that looks great. Because to them, it's a professional photo and it's edited a little bit. To them, it probably looks awesome.
To them, it doesn't look any different than a fucking picture that their mom took on their iPhone and post. That's
and they edited it in Visco or whatever.
Literally. Mm-hmm. And I did see a meme that was every normal person's reaction is wow, so great. This is amazing. Photographer's reaction is initially this fucking sucks. Yeah. And then they take a second and the photographer's section reaction is okay, it's not that bad, it's fine. And then it's no, this photographer is circling back to this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I also forgot that Taylor Swift is a billionaire and she can literally climb under any rock and stay there. Nobody needs to be a billionaire. Her ring is $500,000.
And here's what I'll say. I think the last time I checked her net worth, it was $1.6 billion. So here's what I will also say, though. I am typically in the camp of no one can become a billionaire without doing some shady shit. I don't necessarily think that's true
she's
of her.
In that.
I think that in the last few years, her not successful, like popularity has gone from 50 to 150. Like she was a very popular artist, but with the Eras tour, the 2-year-long tour, that has really taken her to another level, which good on you, Queen. We love to see the success. But I don't look at her net worth and go like, you're killing
it
children.
Off the yeah.
I don't think that that's the case. But, and I know that she's a very generous person and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. With that much money, I mean, you could probably really be doling it out, but who knows what she does.
Yeah, we don't know.
You know, and just like Beyonce and Jay-Z have a bunch of money, not as much as Taylor Swift, but I also go, they don't need that much money. None of these people need that much money. But the two things that I don't care for is like, number one, the comments on the ring. Who cares? Like the style
of it.
Some people are like, who cares?
I actually kind of like it.
I like the bezel.
I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's different. Personally, the look of it, is it huge? Yes. Would I go that big? Me, no. Also, I'm poor. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm obviously
most of these celebrities get rings so big that they don't wear them day to day.
Did you see Cristiano Ronaldo's fiance's ring? Did we even talk about that thing? That thing takes up her whole hand. Now that is gross.
Yeah.
That's gaudy.
I think that Taylor Swift's is actually smaller than they could have done it. Granted, Travis paid for it, so we know he doesn't have as much money as his girl.
He certainly does not.
But like I said in a past episode, I'm here for their little love story. I think it's cute. I'm
excited to
she's
see
getting it. So that's the other thing.
Wedding stuff.
The wedding, I think, will be very, very private.
100%.
And I do think if any photos come out of it in the future, I really don't think that this will be the photographer that will take them.
I would certainly hope not.
No. Looking at all of her,
I'm looking at them.
Her like art for her work and her covers and things like that. She's got people that she knows. But again, this was orchestrated by the boys, and boys will be boys when it comes to aesthetic.
I want to see Brittany Mahomes and see if I can clock the photographer style. Because people online are talking about it. They're like, who took these?
Yeah.
Who took these? Like,
the other thing that I wish they did, pop a black and white on one of them and post one photo.
I agree.
We don't need all these, or him like holding your hand so we can see the ring. Now, granted, I'm not a Swiftie. They may really
like that, want
shit
that.
Up. Yeah. Where I'm like, if the amount of photos that I would look at of Beyonce if they were fed to me, of course. But I'm like, you could have posted a really classy black and white and called it a day. And now none of this conversation would be happening about who's this horrible photographer. No. Not horrible photographer. This editing that just
doesn't fit the vibe, I don't think. But
it's not very elevated.
These are our opinions.
Yes. So Swifties, do not come for us. We love Taylor Swift.
We're really happy them for together. Her. Look at us trying to save our asses.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. I was listening to Armchair Expert, and anytime they said anything that I didn't even think was remotely controversial, they're like, okay, everybody, now don't
come for us.
And they weren't saying it sarcastically. It was like every other sentence they were pleading for people not to come for them. And I was like, okay, we are on such a pendulum of like, look, there's a time where everyone says anything they want, no matter how much it hurts people, and it's insane. Like, we need to correct that a little bit. But then we swing so hard to the other side that like every sentence you can say like, I don't like the color orange, and then you have a group of people who love the color orange, and now they're asking for you to be like you can't, monetize your content anymore. Like, it becomes this whole thing, and I go, what the hell? Like, let's calm down. So yeah, you're nervous to say anything about Taylor Swift when this isn't about T Swift. This isn't about her man or anything like that. We just didn't like the editing of the photo. That's like full stop where it's at.
That's it.
But I did put on my update with Taylor Swift, so I'm taking it off.
Okay. I'm just looking at your update and I see magic videos on TikTok, and I feel like this could go a couple different ways because there are magicians. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going magician route.
What's the other magic video?
Like, I don't know, like a magical edit. Like a magical.
No, have you seen those people do? Well, two things. Number one, it's the magic videos where everyone's doing the same magic trick.
Okay. Here's the other thing. There are a couple of other ways that this could go, because there are videos right now going around about like girls with bachelorette parties who hire a magician to do magic in the home.
So much fun.
And they're recording it and posting it on TikTok. And they did it to one magician who had like a very small following, but he'd been doing magic for 50 years. His dream was being a magician. Blew him up. And now he's headlining shows all over the freaking place.
Love.
I cried watching the magician videos. But then there are these magic videos with like the penny and some girl has it in her mouth.
Yeah, or like the phone where they're like twisting the phone and they drop it, but you don't see it. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about, honestly, I see one boy specifically where he goes, it's like that sound from, I don't know if it's like the Princess and the Frog, where he's like, look at this little parlor trick.
Yes, it is.
And he does card tricks. It's like a young guy.
It's like the voodoo doo-doo, not hoodoo voodoo.
I'm going to pull his just because I really do
what is that from?
Like his videos. Oh, here we go. Here, we'll play the sound quick.
Yes, exactly. Too loud. That.
Okay, so the one that I've been watching a lot, his name this is on TikTok, Gino Ploreger. This guy.
Okay, I haven't seen him.
He is all over. But the issue, I know I shouldn't do this, but I will admit this, and I haven't been able to figure out all of them. I will download them or I'll screen record them
and watch them real slow.
Watch them on slow-mo, and I've learned some stuff, and then I've thrown them at Adam. Like I've done tricks, and he's watching me like, what the fuck?
How do you do that?
How do you do
You're
that?
magic.
Like, so magic videos. I just wanted to talk about that because I've been hella entertained. That also reminds me. So I'm going to Vegas. I can't afford to go, but I'm going to go. You might go to Vegas.
I would like to go.
Neither of us should go, but we may end up going together.
I would like to.
We should go to a magic show. We should go to a magic. Wouldn't that be fun?
Okay.
And I bet that's pretty cheap because I'm trying to have a low-key, cheap-ish Vegas weekend.
Let me tell you, we went to a whole topless show and it was $50. So
that was a fun time.
I'm assuming magic might be a little cheaper because there's no nipples.
Wasn't there a guy there who was like yelling, or wasn't? I thought we ran into something. I was pretty.
There
far
were
gone
just
at
a
that
ton of creepy men there. Just a handful of creepy men
who all came together
making hearts and stuff. Remember, and they couldn't make a heart, and their heart was like a circle. But just creepy boys.
I remember seeing a TikTok that said that too, like these guys who go to strip clubs together. So you're just going to get boners together?
So you guys are going to do what?
What are you going to do? Okay, facelifts are all the rage. You know, Kris Jenner gets this snatch facelift, all this stuff.
She looks different.
But here's my issue with facelifts. These like 60-year-olds get these facelifts and they look so young and so viable and able to work. I don't want to be 60 years old and have someone look at me and be like, yeah, that's a 35, 40-year-old. Like,
I do.
They could be in the workforce.
I want it.
I want to be left alone. I want someone to see me and go, can I help you with your groceries, ma'am? And I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to hold this shit.
I want it.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. If you have facelift money, you probably don't need to be around people who might be thinking you need to work anyway.
That's fair. I did see a guy, surgeon, talking about Kris Jenner's facelift who said he anticipates it cost about $150,000 based on what she got. No,
okay,
that's
her facelift
with like the top tier New York.
I was going to say, I know a woman very close to me. I know a lady who had one, but...
Yeah, he said Jenner's was probably $150,000, and I was like, damn.
That I can see.
But he also said she's in that perfect sweet spot of like, you know, post-op 2-3 months where everything's really snatched. He said give it 6 to 9 months, and that skin will drop a little bit because skin is elastic.
Yeah.
And I was just like, if I pay $150,000, I better look.
Yeah, but to Kris Jenner, that's a fucking sandwich at Wendy's.
That's true. So
that's nothing.
In just light, I like to talk about what makes me cry on a weekly basis. I was singing The Wizard and I in the car the other day, and it just got me going.
Okay.
And if any of you out there want to be friends who sing and cry because music makes you so emotional, DM me. I would love to get together. I do think Nikki and I are very alike in a lot of things, but crying during a musical performance, I don't think is one of them.
It depends on the musical performance. I cried.
Like I'm performing in the car.
I cry to Noah Khan all the time, but that's not a fucking witch and a wizard.
I know. I think what it is any.
I will also cry to Hamilton.
There we go.
But
for
again,
me, it's any piece where I can tell someone is putting their whole ussy into it. I get so emotional, and I'm the same way with like I think it's excellence. Just like how we like sports documentaries.
Yes.
I watch Michael Jordan and he is speaking about how much he loves basketball, and I'll cry because I'm like, that is someone who has just put everything into this thing.
Really tried to master his craft.
Yeah, and
like
in
being the best at it.
Yeah. And then in that moment, because I can't hear myself because I'm screaming and the music is as loud as it will go in the car, I then feel excellent in that moment, even though if I were to turn that music off,
give me a tune right now.
I would rather die. But do you remember being a kid and where you would like sing, you'd have your headphones in and you'd sing out loud and record yourself and listen to it back to see if you were a good singer?
I still do that.
Okay. I did it once. I sang And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going by Jennifer Hudson and Dreamgirls.
I'll do that on TikTok.
Nope. I listened to it back and I knew it was not in the cards.
You know, see, I thought I was actually pretty good as a child. My grandmother was a professional singer. And so I would stand on the bed and belt out Christina Aguilera all the time.
Professional singer, like.
She was on the radio. She was a singer in Ecuador. She was
sweet.
That's how my grandparents met. My grandpa heard her on the radio.
And he was like, "That's my girl."
He was like, "Dang!" And
That's
he had a friend who
fuck.
worked at the he had a friend who worked at the radio station and was like, "Do you know her?" Like, and that's how they met. Now he wasn't, you know, a grade A husband, but he got.
They never are.
He got the job.
Just kidding, guys. Okay, a couple other things for me. I went to a head spa yesterday.
I need to hear about this.
So shout out Cloud Spa in St. Louis Park.
Look this up. Take notes.
It was such an experience. I did the reset. So it's 90 minutes. And I'm going to try to give a very quick breakdown of what it was. So you go there, you change into like a little towel, slippies, and then they look at your scalp. So they have like a micro camera.
Yes.
Look at your scalp. You could see the follicles, dirty, all that stuff. And then you lay back. And then she puts a weighted blanket on top of you as well. And then she brushes your hair out. So you're laying kind of at a diagonal. You know, you're laying back. But think of a shampoo bowl at the whatever salon, but much more supported. You're not thinking you're going to have a stroke because your neck cracks. She goes in with a cooling comb. It's freezing cold. I don't know how it does it. A cooling comb, and she goes through to really like get your, I don't know, blood moving in your head.
Follicles kind of awakened.
And then she takes what I could only assume is like a bamboo brush and really gets in there, and then starts this series of like, okay, now here's a cleansing gel. So she goes in, she's massaging your head and massaging the gel in, and then rinses. And the rinse is like, think of a little rainbow above your head that spouts water, like a waterfall down, and it just runs down your head because, again, your head's tilted back a little bit. Oh, and you have like an eye mask on.
How much is this?
It was $150.
For 90 minutes?
For 90 minutes. And obviously, like, she has like the most relaxing sound going on, and she's doing a very good job.
You can do like $115 for 60 minutes. I mean, 60 minutes for $115.
I think that's the maintain. Well, at least the one I was looking at. They have like maintain and reset.
Yes. So you did the reset.
Reset, yep. But she's speaking like this. She's very calm. Like her voice almost was ASMR. This gal, shout out Evelyn, trained in Japan for this. She literally, again, put her whole ussy into it and was like, I'm not just going to watch TikTok videos and open a shop. She went and mentored with people in Japan. And anyways, she did a great job. All these
great
different
aesthetics of the spa as well. What a beautiful space.
Yes.
Cloud Spa MN on Instagram.
Did all these different massages and things in my head. And then you get to kind of the end where she puts the last product in your hair to sit. And then she puts a heat cap on that blows hot air in to really, really like Oh my gosh, it's so relaxing. And then she goes in and she starts massaging your arms
Shut
and your
the fuck
and your hands.
How did you not fall asleep? I would be like this.
So it's funny you say that because in the beginning she says, for each step I am going to walk you through it very quickly, or like as I'm doing it, just in case you do start to fall asleep, this will help pull you back. And I was like, okay, say more. Like I'm gonna hire her to sleep by
I
my
would
bedside.
sleep through that.
It was great. And I couldn't recommend it. Does a little like light facial massage as well. And then you're all done and your hair's kind of drying in a towel. And she comes and gives you a little bit of a neck and shoulder massage. Last thing, which I thought was really classy, is you get dressed. And then she takes you to the vanity room, which literally is a room with like cute little vanities, hairbrushes,
hair
dryers, professional products like Kenra, Dream Coat, like really.
Shut up. I was going to ask, like, do you leave with wet hair? But okay.
You can dry it if you want, or you can let it air dry, but they can't obviously take an hour or whatever to dry your hair. And then you just come out when you're ready and you pay and you head out. Yeah. One thing I will say, took me a month and a half to get this appointment. So if you want it, be prepared to wait a month, but they do have a wait list that you can add your name to.
Let me sign up right now.
Just in case. Yeah. And while you're doing that, I'll keep going on.
Actually, incredible.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yep. Appointments are available 1 month out.
I wanted to share. So this is hard for me to say, but I'm going to say it. And it's only hard because I know some of my clients listen. I just had another like 30-day meeting with one of my clients, and the groom was like, just so you know, we listen to your pod. We love it. And I don't know why that always makes my butthole clench, because I'm just like, what crazy shit did I say in the podcast this week? But I feel like we don't go too insane. We don't say anything.
There's an appointment tomorrow at 3:00.
Girl, get it. Because typically a month to a month and a half.
Craig has a freaking doctor's appointment tomorrow.
That's what Ubers are for. He just said this ass.
3 to 4. Oh my God.
When's the next appointment?
Let me see.
You're like 3 years from now. It's probably next week. And I'm sitting here like I just booked at the wrong time.
Okay. Anyway, what was your person saying?
No, what I was going to say is that this morning I started taking my medication again.
Okay.
And I am committed to taking it every day. So for those of you who don't know, wouldn't it be funny if I was like, I'm actually schizophrenic. I used to take Prozac and it helped so much, but I do kind of feel like it got rid of some of my zhuzh as a human, but sometimes my zhuzh gets me in trouble. So I'm like, okay, I'm hopping back on. For those of you who also don't know, I struggle with harm and aggression, OCD. OCD, a lot of people think it's just like, oh, I have to have the clock at a 1 or a 0. I don't know, like it's things like that. And yes, there are some OCDs like that, but it can get much, much more painful, different types of OCD. And so Prozac has helped me so much with that, but I haven't taken it for about a year because, again, I felt like it kind of dulled me, but it helped that OCD a lot. So I'm like, I'm getting back on. Took it this morning. So if I don't seem as spunky, that might be why. But I feel okay. Granted, it's been literally...
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
It's been 6 hours.
Not even. I took it with breakfast this morning at like 7. So it's been 11, or it's been 4 hours.
That's great.
You know, so you guys just keep me honest. If you hear me on the pod, you're like, Meg, you're fucking boring. Let me know. I'll stop taking my meds. Two other things. Number one, I don't know her at. I bet we can look it up really quick. But have you been watching the Lorax on TikTok?
Like, is it a girl dressed up as the Lorax?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about, but I have not been watching.
So,
no.
Here's what I'll say. Okay, it's at Ashby. Here's what I will say.
On TikTok.
97% of the content, I'm like, I don't care. I would never watch a live of her just going on a rant in a Lorax costume. However, there are tiny little clips that will pop up where I go, this bitch is hilarious. But for people, yeah, or she does the Hamilton one as well. I think she
does like a lot of different characters. She does Mr. Worldwide.
Oh. Ladies. She seems really funny.
She seems hilarious.
But the Lorax thing, I just think takes it, like, I do wonder how in the world she came up with that. But I did see her on an interview where essentially someone was like, why aren't you like putting up a like pay me link to have people watch these or whatever? And she was like, why? She's like, the moment creators do that, I'm out. So like the girl, the Haktua girl. Yeah. She does that one thing. It's funny. Ha ha ha. And she goes to monetize it so aggressively. Yeah. And we all lose interest.
She's nowhere to be found now. So
exactly. And she had a podcast, like produced by someone else.
She created cryptocurrency and now scammed a ton of people out of money. Yeah. And now she's nowhere to be found.
So I do love at Ashby's mentality on like, I'm in it for the long game. Maybe I get picked up by a fucking sketch comedy show or something instead of posting a 100%. Link and just trying to hit this quick.
She also has over 1 million followers, so she's making money anyway. She's got 1.6 million followers. Yeah. She's getting a ton of views per video, making all of her videos have over 1 million views almost, like 1.8, 1.9, 850K, 1.4, 5.9 million, 3 million, 2 million, 5 million. Like, you're making money per 1,000 views probably at this point. 10.9 million.
So
like 18.5 million views. You gotta be nuts. Yeah, you gotta be nuts.
I was hoping I could like find a number online, but I can't, of like how much she's probably making. And who knows if she's got an Instagram and a YouTube and all that stuff. So I like her just saying like, I'm fine how it is. Long game.
You know who's not fine? Me. I made one TikTok that had over 2 million views. You know how much money I made? None. Mm-hmm. I made another TikTok that had like 800 and something thousand views. No money. Yeah. 30,000 views. No money. 40,000 views. Nothing. And you know who needs money?
Me. I need the money. I know. I'm not in the creator. I don't think I have enough followers for the creator fund. I do make money off of Instagram from time to time, but it is very little.
Yeah.
You could get hundreds of thousands of views and they pay you 23 cents.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, I am not putting a ton of effort into these apps because I don't really have what the apps are buying. I'm not gonna get out there and tell crazy client stories of my own,
right?
Because I'm like, I don't want to alienate people
or alienate yourself in your business. So.
Exactly. One thing before we get to, I think, a big conversation that we'll have is shout out at Kimberly Lee on TikTok because she said something that really resonated with me and I'm trying to remember it. She said, if you can overthink the worst, you can overthink the best. And I just have been thinking about that a lot because I struggle if I go a couple weeks without like maybe getting an inquiry or
What's her
at Kimberly and Lee is Lee.
This girl?
No.
Okay.
Maybe there's multiple of them. But I will say that, she posted, if you can overthink the worst, you can overthink the best. So if I go a couple weeks without getting an inquiry that I think is pretty like solid, that I think I'm going to book, whatever, I start having mental breakdowns and I start looking at part-time jobs. I start looking at like, what job should I get to sustain my income? And Adam's like, baby, you're fine. Like, what are you doing? And I automatically always go to the worst of like, okay, maybe the website change that I just did has completely fucked up my inquiries. Maybe I'm charging too much. I'm not going to get booked anymore. Like, I start spiraling and I need to start overthinking the best.
This is where I look at you and I'm like, yeah, the meds are a good idea because what the fuck, bitch? Like, what?
I know, but when you're like consistently booking and then it just stops, I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm at 16 or 17 for next year. And I know logically I'm fine. Like I could be done with that, but not working 40 weddings or not getting consistent inquiries, at least like my inquiries have gone down, which I anticipated with raising prices. Like that's what happens. But to actually have that hit you and just knowing how much people are struggling financially right now in the state of the world, I kind of go, well, why would people spend money on me? Why would people even have a wedding? I don't know. I start to spiral pretty heavy. And then I also struggle looking at like, okay, let me look at a part-time job, and a part-time job is paying $17 an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I go, why would I even waste my time? And I hate to say that, but once you get in the mindset of a business owner of like setting your own prices for your hourly and then having to go to a company who wants to pay you $17, I'm like, you couldn't get me out of bed for an 8-hour day for that.
No.
If I lost this business, I would just start a new business.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know. So I'm spiraling to, but the moral of the story is I am really trying to overthink the best and just be like, well, you're not getting inquiries right now because bigger, better inquiries are coming. Different opportunities are coming. Like I just got invited to the Fujifilm event in Minneapolis. Like bigger things are coming.
You're also weeding out the things that you've said, like, I don't want to be in positions where I'm working and I'm directing a whole day. So I'm working strictly with full plans. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So like you're weeding out the stuff that in the past has caused you more stress and anxiety and allowing space for things that will just allow you to do your job in a very good way.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I also spend money like I have no problem.
Well,
it's insane.
You have more than me, and I seem to just spend it like I am a rich girl. And when I say that I am not a rich girl, I'm not a rich girl. Somebody commented on one of my TikToks while I was doing like I did like a video of my gear, and they were like, oh, dang, you got 3 bodies, you rich. I said, actually, I'm very poor. Yeah. Because of these bodies.
But isn't that funny? There are people, or like I'll have a single film camera that they've been wanting, and people, that's why everything is so subjective. Yes. People go, it would take me 5 to 10 years to work up to save the money for that one film camera.
Which also
I mean, I know. But so there's definitely levels to this shit. Or I'll make a joke, and we just saw that video, right, where someone won like 77 grand at the casino. They're betting $1,000 a spin. Yeah. And I go, they probably spent 100 grand.
They definitely did.
And to them, I bet that's not that crazy. But to us, we're like, are you that kind of money would change my life? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So I know the world is so crazy. And then you got Miss $1.6 billion where I go, you know.
The least of her worries is her bad fucking engagement photos. Let's be so for real.
Actually, that might be the most of her worries.
Yeah,
I don't know
if that's true.
I'm just kidding. I will be very sad if anything ever happens to them as a couple, because I do think it's very nice that they've gotten together.
And everybody deserves happiness. Let's be so for real. Unless you're an animal abuser or a child abuser or elder abuser or a billionaire like Jeff Bezos.
Yes.
Anybody else? Murderers.
Depends on the murder.
Yeah, it depends on the killing.
Because I could see myself being a murderer at one point.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I think if I ever went to prison, it would be for in the heat of passion. It wouldn't be like a premeditated. I don't have that much time. I'll talk myself out of it.
I do.
But if it's like in the heat of passion murder, stabbing
I have fully thought about running people over with my car if I ever saw them in the streets.
Or I might accidentally clip a pedestrian with my car. I talk about that.
Yeah, but that's unintentional.
And I don't think you get as much time for that as you do like premeditated murder. So I think I'd still be out and I'd be cute and I'd have a 6-pack because I'd be in prison just
working out every day.
Yeah. Every day. Reading up on books.
Yeah, we're not eating that slop.
No, maybe they give me a Kindle.
That slop ain't nobody giving you a Kindle in prison. Maybe an iPad.
I turn it into a shiv.
Anyway, we were going to talk about the Love Island reunion. And I just have to say, if you're a Huda apologizer, I hate you.
She lost me with the reunion.
She's sick.
I could get on board with like, look, all these people seem a little off to go on the show in the first place.
They're also young though. They're like 23.
Yeah. Their frontal lobes are not fully formed.
No.
But once I did hear Shelley and Alandria say like, hey, we talked to you about getting the most racist comments, our bodies or our heads photoshopped on George Floyd's body. We talked to you about posting something and you said you would and you never did. I was done. There's nothing Huda could have said. And she didn't say anything. She was like, I was going
Girl, you know I love you. You know I love you. That's what she was throwing out there. I saw a TikTok video this morning because my algorithm, it knows. And it was this woman who was like, if you're a Huda apologist, it's because you have the same mentality and you have the same behavior and you're not willing to look at your own behavior. She is wildly manipulative. It's actually scary. I don't know on reality TV, other than maybe like Jax Taylor from Bravo, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody as manipulative, but so undercover manipulative as Huda. Like, she is somebody who actually really frightens me because she can come off as seemingly apologetic and very
but not sincere. Like,
but that
you
she
can
tries
see she tries,
we can see through it, but I think the average person who maybe doesn't have like trauma or a background with like psychological mental health stuff, they're like, oh, she's saying she's sorry, but she's not. She completely deflected everything, and she answered everything with like, but I love you, I love you. So she was almost making herself the victim in these situations.
Like, why are you being mean to me? I love you.
And I thought to myself, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody so manipulative, but convincingly manipulative to where most people would be like, oh, she's apologizing.
And she came on there so, like, they go to essentially play a B-roll of her being a huge twat. She's giggling through the whole thing because I think she's trying to put on such a front, like, oh, this is all so funny, and like, there's a lot of craziness on the island. And I'm like, if any gentleman were to have acted like that,
they would be removed immediately.
They would have been removed immediately. It would have been
verbal abuse.
Verbal abuse. Yep.
It's literal abuse. How she behaved was terrifying. And for nobody to like really say anything about it, Andy Cohen did a good job in saying like, oh, so you feel like you've completely changed in a month?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I just think that like there's no place for people like that to be on television. No. Sure, does it make for good reality TV? And now she's talking about some Netflix stuff. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't think you are somebody who deserves a platform. I do not think you're somebody who deserves the following and support that you have.
I feel like also, maybe I could be wrong, I may have dreamt that Netflix even commented something and said, like, don't pull us into this.
We don't know what she's talking about.
Isn't that so funny? I hope that they don't know what she's talking about and that she's just nuts. Maybe her man's was like, don't talk about us.
I just feel like it was it was just really inappropriate and really upsetting. And like she interjected all the time too of being like, you're such a strong girl. I love you. Like it's one of those things where somebody who knows they've done something really wrong does everything that they can to try to make people forget that they did something wrong and remind them that they are this, big supporter of everybody, and that's just not the case. It's not
like,
the
well,
truth.
That's not how you actually acted.
And I don't think she does it intentionally. I'm like literally dissecting this woman I've never met, but I don't know. Maybe it's triggering for me because I've known people like her and I've interacted with people like her, and at some point I probably was similar to her, but like I just think it's really scary when people behave that way, and I don't think she fully recognizes she's doing it. It's just so ingrained in how she's always behaved.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's her mechanism. Like, I know for me, I don't love confrontation. So if I feel like something's a little weird with someone, I'll start like making jokes and try to like lighten the mood and be like, what's going on?
Sure.
But I do agree. Like, if I've done something wrong, I'm coming to you and I'm like, I'm sorry. We got to talk about this. Like, I know we have to hash this out. I feel like for her, she doesn't want the confrontation, that she will laugh it off like nothing's wrong, though she verbally abused someone. And like you said,
didn't even get into that really.
No. And then like you said, then she'll outwardly, like she'll try to put herself up like, I'm such a fun, positive person, thinking that covers her actual actions.
No, it's insane.
And I'm like, no, we all saw
what happened.
Yeah. And one thing I will say, though, is this is not a Huda apology thing, but Shelly and Alandria, where that one clip that they showed of them like looking over at Huda, and Huda felt uncomfortable and felt like she was being bullied. Could I understand why Huda would be like, are they looking at me a little weird? But they were not bullying you.
And they were talking just like anybody would
you're
in
all
that situation. Yeah. You're all talking about each other.
I could understand how you maybe felt in that moment like, oh, that was a little weird moment. In the weeks you spent with these people, that was a weird moment. You and I have had weird moments, and never in my life have I been like, Nikki's a bully.
That's my bully.
What? No. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick pause before I get into my quick update because I'm going to pee my pants.
Go pee.
Like literally, I'm sitting here. I am going to pee.
You're good.
I was doing everything like...
Pause. Wait, I'm texting myself so I remember this later.
That was concerning. I was like, if I sit here any longer, I will wet this chair. I will wet my pants. But anyway, the Love Island reunion was stupid.
Yeah. No, I didn't. And here's the thing. Having Andy there maybe made it better. I've never watched the other reunions.
It made it way better.
But even so, I felt like, and maybe I wouldn't think this if we weren't in a photo video world, but there were times where I'm like, just gaps of silence. It didn't feel like it flowed. I was like, this, and again, I've never watched reunions like Real Housewives. Maybe that's how they also go.
It's not. Real Housewives reunions are very different. They're very like boom, boom, boom. The punches keep rolling. They're very precise. I have only watched the Love Island reunion from last season, and I will say it was horrific. It was done horribly. I don't like how they bring like different sets of people out at different times. Like it makes no sense. There's no consistent flow. I almost wish they did it like a Real Housewives reunion where it's very like very quick. They do bring certain people out and add them, but then they get that segment done with those people and then you're done. You don't come back out. And this one I felt like it was like this group and then this grouping and then this grouping and then this. And it's like nobody cares about fucking Grayson or the people who were on for 2 episodes.
The Casa Amor.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about the people that I don't even remember their name.
That's the thing. Is there were people I saw where I was like, I don't even remember you. I don't remember you. I will say though that there were moments, and I think we had this conversation as well, where I felt like it was back and forth on like, well, we need to eliminate this person because they don't have any matches. Well, now we need to eliminate this person because they have a match and they've only stuck to that one person. And I'm like, y'all are so stupid. You're just trying to get rid of anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. So like Shelly and Ace to me seem a little like
they are. I think Ace is a ringleader 100%. Yeah. He very much, and just stand on that. Just take ownership of who you are. Well, how can I ringlead a group of grown men? I don't know, but we all watched you do it for like 16 weeks straight.
Also, I think this day and age is a great example of how a man can ringlead a bunch of other men.
Yeah.
And in like 1930s and 40s. Like, trust me, it can be done. But also then to come to find out that Amaya and Brian have
split up.
And even on the reunion, I didn't know about these like quote unquote cheating allegations, but for her to like laugh through it as well.
I didn't like it. It felt very fake.
It felt like they already knew that they were not going to stay together at this reunion, but they were just getting through it. But I will say Pepe and Iris seemed good at the reunion.
They seem unproblematic and I like it.
But since they have split.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Pepe cheated.
What?
Obviously, that's hearsay. But yeah, they've split.
What? Not my man.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Your man's.
Oh my God, I'm so out of the fucking loop. Anyway, enough about Love Island.
Nick and Alandria. Well, and who are the 4?
Shelly and Ace, Nick and Alandria, Brian and whatever, and then Pepe and Iris.
Yeah,
Brian
so
and Amaya.
Nick and Alandria are the only 2.
Oh, no, not Shelly and Ace. It was Huda and Chris.
Oh, yeah, Hood, and they weren't even a couple. So Nick and Alandria, they're who came out of this. And
they're the only ones. They should have won.
They should have
won.
Yeah. I do agree that Amaya Papaya seems like a very sweet human.
I agree, too.
But I don't think she should have won. So that's that on that. And then when What's-Her-Face was like, well, join us in like 3 weeks for another season. I was like, what the fuck?
No, it's Love Island Games. So it's not actually Love Island. It's like, you know how like The Bachelor has the spinoff, like Bachelor in Paradise? I don't watch that.
Okay, I was like, I don't watch that.
But it is like a spinoff thing where people from...
Is it the same people?
Well, there's certain people from Love Island USA, and then I think some people from Love Island UK and other Love Islands like all come together, and it's like a game show type thing. But you're also like trying to match with people and find love, but it's more of like a game, like real world road rules, whatever.
Yeah, like
structure.
How Big Brother had like challenges. Yes. Okay, I might watch that. That sounds interesting.
Okay, I'll do a quick update. Like I said, I'm having an editing crisis. I'm going to die. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really struggling. It's really consuming me to the point where I'm like putting work off and being like, I can't even face this right now because I'm really having a hard time. A part of it, I think, is that I got a new lens. I love the 70-200. It is an EF lens, so I'm using my adapter. I think maybe if I had purchased the RF lens, maybe I would be having less difficult of a time, because EF lenses and RF lenses are going to do a little bit of different coloring. It's going to show differently. So when I'm editing an image from my EF lens versus my RF lens, mind you, they're both taken on R6s. So that the body isn't different at all. Yeah. The coloring is different. And the coloring is different just because of the lens in general.
Well, let me say this. I was going to say my 70 to 200, both RF and the 28 to 70.
It's still different.
Very, very different. I almost like, I will say though, I've liked the coloring of the longer lens more because it's crushing the background a little bit
too.
more.
I'm obsessing with my 70 to 200. I'm quite literally using it.
Yeah. But then I'll look at I'll look at a 28 to 70 raw and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So that's where I'm struggling. So when
I thought it was opposite.
No. Okay. I love my 70 to 200. Yeah. I shot that entire pregnancy, whatever, maternity thing pretty much on my 70 to 200, like mostly on that. And I felt so good about it. And now I'm doing this wedding and I'm like, I'm really struggling with not only loving the 70 to 200 more, but also the coloring. Like I'm slapping on the preset that I traditionally use for my, 28 to 70 and it looks great, but then I put it on the 70 to 200 and it's completely different. And then I'm slapping on a preset that works for the 70 to 200 and it looks beautiful. I'm having a hard time matching them. So I went on a purchasing spree. I bought like 6 different presets. I stayed up. Craig and I had a really rough weekend with his kids. They're going through it. They're teenagers. We're not going to get into it, but they were with us this past weekend and just there was a lot going on. And so I stayed up till like 4 a.m. on Thursday into Friday. Yeah. Just buying and editing and trying and testing and seeing what works and what doesn't. And
there's nothing worse than spending American dollars on a preset for you to pop it on and it looks
and hate it.
Crazy. And you're like, oh, okay.
I will say, like, I do like a lot of them. Like for the maternity session, looks great. I pop it on the wedding that I just shot and I'm like, why is it not the same?
Yeah.
And so I'm going through a crisis right now where I'm really trying to like make it work. Make it work because that's my job and I'm doing the work. I'm just going through it. Yeah. It's been a struggle. And on top of that, my laptop has decided to cease all working abilities. It's crashing out, which I will say she has a 2019 MacBook Pro Intel processor. She's old. Yeah. Like she sounds like an airplane starting up when I'm using her. She gets hot to the touch. Yeah. I can only use her when she's plugged in and charging. So I need to now drop an additional $1,200 on a new laptop. Call
it 14 with taxes.
Yeah. So like my life is like doing just really great. Work is great. Things are great. I will say I went to the state fair. Honestly, my friend and I really did such a good job with how we tackled the state fair. I feel really good about it. I don't think we didn't feel like we overate or overdid it or spent too much money even because we were sharing things. Yeah. We did the usual like fried pickles, which 10 out of 10. So honestly, good. I think I rated them lower than that. But
are they a panko or a tempura?
What?
Panko like breading or tempura is like that more light and airy breading.
No. They're so it's more like
beer. Okay, gotcha. So it's like a dark brown like breading.
Yes.
Okay, panko. Okay, I think or breadcrumb of sort.
I was curious. I love the questioning on that.
I love a panko, which is again that really light, airy,
like that.
Okay,
but it's so good.
Gotcha.
I don't even know what it is. I don't care what it is.
That's right at the entrance.
That is right at the entrance by the Blue Barn.
Gotcha.
Like if you enter near, like if you take the bus there, that's where the entrance is. Yes. Started with that, 10 out of 10. Did the cheese curd taco pizza taco. There's like a cheese curd taco area right next to that, same vicinity.
Okay.
The pizza one comes with pepperoni and sausage, so I had to pick it off, which is fine, but overall it was fine. Mm-hmm. Like whatever. I'd never had pickled pizza. Got it toward the end of the night. Mind you, Monday was the record attendance.
I'm not surprised.
For the state fair.
It was so nice out.
When we went, Nobody was there. It was damn near empty. We hardly waited in any lines. We went around 6:15. So I feel like everybody went during the day and was very much like in the day mode. I'm so glad we didn't go during the day. Hardly anybody there. Like we really didn't wait in any lines. And so the pickle pizza we had toward the end of the evening, and I just want to say I was not impressed. And it might have been because of the time of day, might have been because it was later and they'd just been sitting around, that pickle pizzas was sitting. It was subpar.
Yeah.
I think I need to go back and have it when it's hot.
Oh, gotcha.
Corn on the cob, 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10. I had 2 of them.
I was going to say 20 out of 10.
I had 2 of them. I could have had 3. I could have had 4.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Slob on my cob?
No, slob on my knob like corn on the cob.
Okay, whatever.
This is Juicy J. Do not slander his name.
You're right. Those very artistic lyrics, I fucked those up.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Trying to think of what else we ate.
Did you have any desserts?
I had the Tom Thumb mini donuts, 10 out of 10 when you first get them. Nice, hot, soft, warm.
Yeah.
Get in my mouth.
They really should sell them like in 5s. Give me 5 of them.
Yes.
I don't need
a whole
20 of them. I'm
12
not going to be able to eat them. Whenever I'm at a Twins game, they have a little mini donut. I eat a couple and then I look around and if I see a parent with a kid, I go, I had 5 of these. Do you want the rest for your child? Like I'm not going to eat them all.
Duck wontons. Tried them for the first time ever. I will say I was really struggling with the duck of it all.
Yeah.
Had it been chicken, fine. Duck, I'm eating it and I'm thinking about the mallards who come and visit my front yard every year, and I'm just,
when you see them next, just say
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, ate your friend.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How were they though?
It was good. Like, I just can't get over the fact that it's a duck. Like, people love them. I will say it was pretty damn good, actually. Yeah. Like, very good. But there's like big chunks of duck.
So when I hear duck wontons, what I go to, and I think this is wrong, is I thought they were cream cheese wontons with duck.
But that's what it is.
Okay.
It's a cream cheese wonton with duck in it.
Oh, okay. I then didn't know wonton can be so many things. So like the chili wontons that we get in Vegas, the La La Noodle.
Those are not wontons.
Agreed, but they're called chili wontons. So I go, oh, maybe it's just duck.
That's a pot sticker.
No, because the pot stickers go in like they're folded over and whatever. These are like wontons that are wrapped at the top. I don't know. But regardless, that's what they're called on the menu.
So that's what it is, though. It's just a big wonton. Yeah, you would probably like it. Try it. They had really good dill pickle beer that I really enjoyed. I love pickles, so
I love pickles, but I don't drink beer.
They had like a shandy and a seltzer, so you might like something there.
Seltzer.
But it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of what else we might have eaten. My friend had a pronto pup. I don't eat those because I don't eat beef or pork. But God, it smelled good.
I love a pronto pup.
What else did we have? Oh, I took pictures.
I know.
Everything.
It's like I should have screenshot your
overall
story.
Though.
I think Adam and I are gonna try to go on Friday. It looks like it's gonna be cloudy.
Oh, they had this strawberry margarita, like frozen. It was not like a normal frozen marg. It was like whipped almost, and
maybe there's some heavy cream in there.
I loved it. It was delicious. But yeah, overall 10 out of 10. My friend had never been to the livestock barn. So when most people talk about going to the fair, they're like, yeah, the Miracle Birth Center to see the animals. I don't fuck with that. Yeah. I don't like that at all because I don't agree with like the gestation crates for the pigs and everything.
Yeah.
Whatever. Call me fucking whatever you want. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So she had literally never been to the livestock barn. Have you been to the huge barns, the big barns where all of the animals are?
What I do when I go to the fair, because I never go, but when I do, and I used to be 70 more pounds on my body, so I didn't want to go many places. I'd come in, I'd get cheese curds, maybe those fries. I would go to the bazaar for the shopping place, and then I'd get the fuck out of there. I've not actually
I've never done
experienced the fair.
Okay, so the livestock barn is something crazy. Okay. Unless you're like a cow or like a animal farm person, like it is a jarring experience. My friend was like, I have never seen anything like this. I feel like I'm in a movie. I feel like I'm in a different world. What is going on? It doesn't faze me. I could live on a farm right now and shovel shit every morning and be really happy about it because I love livestock animals that much. Like I love farm animals. They're everything.
She likes farm animals. She just doesn't want them locked up in cages. Correct. Forced to do things.
Yeah. Well, that's how much I like them. That I want them to live a free life. But like the livestock barn, it's this for a huge barn.
Yeah.
So there's hundreds of cows, hundreds of them all over. And you can go up and you can pet them and you can say hi. They're everywhere. There's rows of them. We witnessed a cow. Why? Well, because they show them.
Oh, it's like a show. Here's my beautiful cow. Okay.
They show them and they just, you're also showing off like it's each farm, you know, throughout sometimes the United States, like you can show your cow. So like here, for example, open class beef show. They have the banners all over. You have your ribbons. You have all the stuff. So when you think of state fairs
on crack.
Yeah, when you think of state fairs, for us, for the Minnesota State Fair, everybody thinks about the food. But most fairs are like showing your livestock or having, you know, competitions or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that's what they do. They show their animals.
That's cute.
And I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok, the
boy.
Where they show their pigs.
I have seen this before.
Yes.
Have you seen the one with the little boy with the goat? And he gets a ribbon and he's like kissing the goat. He's so happy.
So that's at fairs. That's nice. That's what it is.
I think people do. I think there is a side of farming that is not great. These corporate giant farms. Course. But there is another side of farmers where literally it was for a very long time and maybe still is the backbone of the United States of like
100%.
These people feeding communities and they literally love their animals
and they love what they do and they take care of them. And that is a part of America that I can get behind. I would move to a farm that's like that any day of the freaking week. Like I'm telling you, I could take care of horses and cows. So a cow got loose. A woman was walking. This was terrifying.
I was going to say.
It is a bigger cow. Big. It wasn't a huge one, but it was big. Woman is walking it. It has like the harness around its face and everything. It got out of it and it started charging at groups of people. My friend was scared. I was scared.
Yeah.
This little girl who was maybe like 13 wearing, I don't know, rain boots. She was not equipped to do this.
Yeah.
The cow has like a metal kind of chain around its face and neck. She tried to stick her hand in it and grab it. This cow almost ripped her arm off.
Yeah.
It whipped her
Where were
whole
their parents?
Body. I don't know.
Oh, was it the girl
who
originally
it was not
had
the girl
cow?
Who originally had it. Don't know who this girl was. But when I tell you this cow then charged inside the barn and a bunch of farmers, you know, crowded around it, got this cow. I just thought, I would just love to be a farmer.
Yeah. Adam grew up on a farm. He is
like a cattle farm.
I don't think it was a cattle farm, but it definitely, like, they had cows, but the cows were so much like when we went to, God, I can't remember what ranch, so whatever ranch in Hawaii that we went to and they had cows around.
Yes.
And the lady was like, I'm going to be honest, like these cows are here for beef.
Yeah.
But they live very nice lives and whatever. Like he lived on a farm where the animals that you had, you loved them, but there was a point to their existence, but you didn't just like keep them in cages.
No, my ex-boyfriend from high school lived on a cattle farm. They had, I remember specifically his one cow that he loved was named Louie. They had, funny, yeah.
Small world.
They had cows
Simulation.
Everywhere. Like that was the life that they lived. And I remember like we would go out into the pasture and I would strap some boots on and we would go and feed the cows and herd them up and everything. Like he lived on a straight up cattle farm. And then you'd be like, where's Louie? And they'd be like, he's right here on your plate. And I was like, yeah, this is why I don't eat cows.
I also try to remember to myself anytime I wish, or I'll like think like, God, I wish no animals would ever die. I think we have to be realistic and also think about before we ever had farming of sorts, before we ever had like technology, you go to Africa, a lion is ripping down a gazelle. And
100%.
it's like there is something to be said for like the circle of life.
The circle of life.
It's not bad. But we just don't like to do it on like a mass level. But
anyway, that's most of my update. One last thing I'll have to say is I did work a great wedding with a great vendor team, except for the hair people who it just seemed a little rude. Like, I don't know, the vibe seemed off. I'm not going to obviously name names, but I just felt uncomfortable. And I go into a wedding day with all of the professionalism in the world, and it is my job at a certain point as the professional lead photographer for your day to have really good clear communication and really try to keep the day moving so that you're not stressed and X, Y, and Z. And I just felt like the hair team just was not really appreciative of my approach of trying to get work done. And I felt like they were saying things that were inappropriate in terms of the way that the day was moving. And I had to interject and say like, hey, I am just doing my job. I'm doing my best. And I'm just, not trying to rush or stress anybody, but let's get through this. Yeah. We're a team.
And I'm going to give y'all an example because the same thing happened to me a couple weeks back. So I just want to put it out there. If any hair and makeup teams or companies, small businesses are listening, please comment and tell us how you would like this approached, because we need an answer.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have that conversation.
Agreed.
But if I get to a wedding day at noon, and on the timeline that everybody's been given, it says 12:30, the bride is done with hair and makeup, and I am getting her dressed. Okay. 12:30 hits, and she is sitting down, not looking close to done.
Yep.
I need an answer on what am I supposed to do in that moment? Because what it seems like based on the feedback that I've been given or the looks I've been given in the moment, you don't want me to say shit to you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask, hey, no rush. I don't care what the answer is. Can I just have an ETA so I have a better idea of where I may need to shift? So if you're going to get mad at me asking that, then I need you to tell me what else to do. Or better yet, what I would love to hear, and we all have opportunities and strengths, but if hair and makeup could know like, hey, she's got to be done at 12:30, but she just sat down 5 minutes ago, maybe look at me and say, hey, I know it says she's supposed to be done. Can you give me 40 minutes? Sure.
Right. Like, give me just a clear-cut communication.
Yeah. But if your expectation is that I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to let this timeline run an hour behind and not say anything, because that's going to be on me. You get to leave.
Yep.
It's on me.
Yep.
And I get that it's probably none of the hair and makeup people's fault that they're an hour behind. Very likely someone wasn't there on time, whatever. But like, we are a team. And to be mean to me because I'm trying to figure out where I'm at.
Here's the thing.
Diabolical.
Be mean to me, because I'll be mean back. Okay? Do not be passive aggressive and bring things to a client.
Yeah.
In what world is that okay? You want to be mean to me, pull me aside and tell me that I'm a fucking bitch and I should shut up? Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell every vendor that I work with not to work with you. You want to be passive aggressive and sit there in the chair, or when you have somebody in your chair and you're going to start talking to them about photographers and how, nothing can start without you. Like, I don't get why people rush and blah, 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 blah. Well, it's my job to check in.
Yeah. I'm not rushing. I just would love to know what time.
Yeah. So maybe take some initiative and be vocal.
Yeah.
But anyway, I will say the rest of the vendor team was amazing. Loved working with the planning team, Nicole, the bride kick. She was super on top of things. It was my first time working with her. She did a really great job. Second photographer, shout out to Erin Dolan. She did such a great job. All of the assistants that Nicole had for the wet, like, everybody just did a great job. The venue was great. You worked there the day before.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. It was literally the day before.
So overall, good day. Last thing that I'm going to end on. Do you know what cat's eye is?
The Gap ad?
Okay, but do you know what cat's eye is?
No.
Okay.
I've never seen them till this ad.
Okay.
Or
me neither.
This person,
so
this
I saw
group?
I saw it say like the Cat's Eye Gap ad, and I was like, what's Cat's Eye? Like, what is Cat's Eye?
Yeah.
It's a girl group, essentially. But have you seen the I'm obsessed with it.
The actual ad? Amazing.
I'm obsessed. And you know what? Who was doing Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah.
What's American Eagle?
Yes. Which, by the way, they just dropped another ad.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
With her?
No, with Travis Kelce.
You're kidding.
Yeah. Divine timing. In it.
Okay, but this Cat's Eye ad? So people are like recreating the dance, and I'm like, I could never. Yeah. I need at least 2 to 3 weeks to learn a choreographed dance. Okay, I'm just not that girl.
Well, they might have taken I bet they had this in their back pocket. I don't think they just recorded this.
No. Like, this is a choreographed. Yeah. Like, they have a whole thing. I'm just saying it's amazing.
Oh, like the people recreating on TikTok.
Yes, yeah. People are on here making their own videos. There's like, older people. They're just like recreating them. I'm obsessed. But what I'm mostly obsessed with is the original, and I just have to throw that out there.
It's amazing.
This was my first time seeing it. This is one of the girl who's in the Cat's Eye group.
I love it.
Didn't know her.
Whoever
had no
choreographed
idea.
this.
Whoever did this, love you.
And however they shot the video, like, it's so aesthetically pleasing. Yes. It's beautiful. It's showing off a bunch of different jeans, if you will.
And denim in general.
Yeah. And I just thought it was a really well done ad, especially to come out after Gens are passed on from I'm like, shut up. And it's hard because I'm trying not to just be mean because like people think Sydney Sweeney's so hot. I don't think it's good to be mean to a hot person because they're hot.
But I don't think Sydney Sweeney's hot. I think she's a girl who has big boobs and who's pretty.
Yeah.
But I just think the hype is a little
hype is hyped. Yeah. I get it.
And I will be mean to hot people.
Have you seen Weapons yet? Speaking of being mean to hot people.
Are they hot in the Weapons movie?
I'm calling you a hot person. I'm going to be mean to you.
Yes. No. My life has been a little chaotic.
That's fair. Well, let's find a time to ignore our editing cue and go see.
Okay, like literally
tonight. I was like, let's go tonight.
Next week, let's go actually during the week, during the day. Like,
let's
pick a day.
Actually, Tuesday says it's going to be storming. So maybe we could do a Tuesday the 2nd.
Perfect. Yeah, September 2nd.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I did order a recliner for my office. I finally have an office back. Finally.
Speaking of that really quick, look, I don't want to tease you, okay? I don't want to tease the listeners, but I do love the idea of our first video back being the Halloween episode.
Yes.
I've already started looking at costumes. I'm super excited. I almost don't want to do a duo costume because I want to surprise you. Okay. I want you to show up to the house and for you to be surprised. But I will say to the listeners, we have an extra room in our home that I think Adam and I are going to start using downtime to literally renovate the room to be a podcast studio for Nikki and I. Now, the one thing I want to talk to you about, because we haven't done enough talking on this episode yet.
We've talked for an hour straight.
I was going to say it. The whole intro is chat. But I know I like the comfy chair aspect.
Okay. What are you thinking?
But I also love a table.
The table. I knew you were going to say that.
With like our laptops if we wanted them and mics. We could mic these up on like a little stand. Here's my issue. You know what podcast does that I don't want to be replicating.
Sure.
But theirs, to me, it's very like dark and like it's
scary.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want ours to be
very giggly squad ass.
Yes, very giggly squad because we talk with our hands. I feel like I like the idea of having.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the table aspect. Now, what we'll have to also figure out is I want to do like I like the idea of the curtains, but I also like the idea of like shelving and like being able to show off our personalities a little bit with the background.
Okay.
So the ladies on, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a trailer trash podcast. The blonde lady. I feel like if I showed you her, you'd know who I'm talking about.
Is it 2 ladies or just one?
I think
doing a pod.
3.
Oh.
And
it's called trailer trash?
No. Okay, hold on. This is not me being mean, you guys. They like act trailer trashy. Like they...
So, okay, I'll show you an example too, though. Heather McMahon, look at her backdrop. She has like her shelving behind her.
I like
and
that.
Like all of these things that are very indicative of like who she is as a person or what she represents and like little sayings that she does.
This is the lady. This is not her background.
Okay.
God, Chelsea Lynn. Okay, hold on. Because they had like a really bright background that I liked. Oh my gosh. Some of these podcasts have so many different backgrounds that I can't.
How do you spell Chelsea Lynn? What's her handle?
It's CHELCIE.
What?
Here we go.
CHELCIE.
Their background is like a little bit more.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. We could do so many things, but they have like pink brick, which I think is cute.
Okay, for sure.
So I don't know.
So it's like this.
Yeah.
This is their set.
So
very similar to Heather McMahon.
We need to figure that out. If anybody has any ideas of what they would like to see, I'd love to hear it in the comments.
Yeah.
Just to see, like, what do we think would be the vibe? Do you want something more basic? Like, well, I shouldn't say call her daddy's basic, but I feel like she's got like pink curtains, but maybe she's got tchotchkes behind her. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Or like Dax Shepard, they take or Armchair Expert is a whole other level of like.
she has books. She's like full of books or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that
so,
real? Yeah, she's got the pink chair and the books.
And the books behind her. So, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to make something very personable to us. I also think it would make it easier to record and more excited to record.
Yes.
And just, I think that with this being our first year, I even told Adam, I was like, we just did what needed to be done and then we could go from there. Like, we'll build out. But I also think the reason that you and I are still doing this, because you and I are both people who don't like doing things we don't want to do.
Yeah.
We like doing this and we see
potential
in it.
We see success.
Yes. So,
quick question.
Okay. Always.
This has been an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the mini? Just have our story be a mini story?
We can do that. Well,
we can do 2 minis.
Yeah, no, we can do this. And then maybe at the very end, because the mini was going to be, sorry, spoiler alert, the mini was going to be gear that we use. Do you just want to talk through our quick gear at the end? Or do we just want to leave that for a mini mentorship next week?
Let's do that.
Okay, and we'll just do... We'll just do one big episode this week.
Okay. We're doing one big. Yeah. We're flowing in. We're going.
I'll post this on Wednesday. Yeah. I won't wait till Friday.
Today.
Yeah.
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Sorry.
Today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
This week, I tell ya. Oh my God.
You can post this on Friday. We're just skipping the mini this week. So if you are listening, you know what the mini is to look forward to next week. It's a gear.
Digital gear,
gearing up to share that on Wednesday. And then we'll have a regular episode back for you on Friday. And this week we're just doing one big boy because we just had a lot to catch up on.
We did. Lots happening. Okay. So here's the situation. It literally is like labeled, here's the tea. Number 1. I was asked via DMs to associate shoot a wedding for a fellow photographer who I've never met in person. Totally fine. I've gotten DMs like this before. I actually happened to be available. It was in, I'm going to leave out the location. I knew it would be relatively aesthetic because it was just a place that the photographer was familiar with. I said, absolutely. I usually associate shoot for $125 an hour. And she said, great. I showed up to the wedding with a planner and an assistant. Mind you, they did not do anything all day, but that's a story from a different submission. Video was always there, and luckily was a guy local to me. He was fun to work with. Shout out, again, leaving his name out.
Shout out to you, sir.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Shout out to video.
I'm trying to not blow anybody's spot up right now. Number 3, wedding day went off like a normal day. Planners really didn't do anything. I saw them. Shout out to our planner friends. We love you. This has nothing. This is not planners. Yeah, this is not us. Planners did not really do anything. I saw them sitting down on their phones 100 times that day, which I try not to be judgy about that stuff, but come on. There's one thing about checking your phone versus being on your phone the entire day. I do agree with that. I've had to ask a second shooter to put their phone away. When we're like standing up taking bridal party photos and they're on their phone, I'm like, what are you doing? Just diabolical. What are you doing? Number 4, showed the dad a super cute photo of his mom and daughter, so the grandma and bride's mom. And I said, isn't that such a cute photo? He said, it better be for $7,000. Okay. So the facts we know so far are this package was $7,000 and the photographer charges $125 an hour. Okay. Everyone was very gracious and thankful for me to be there. The bride did spill the tea that her OG photographer couldn't be there because she had to be in person for something for her divorce. Yikes. asked the photographer what the timeline was for editing and posting on my own page. She said there wasn't any and I could edit them on my own. She also says she pays people for editing if I wanted to go that route. And I said no, being in the thick of busy season for my own business.
So basically the hiring photographer asked the associate if she would like, to get paid extra to edit the gallery. That's what I'm getting here.
Yes, which doesn't make sense to me because doesn't the editing need to match your editing?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Interesting.
But anyways, I shared my photos on my page and the bride commented, "Stop it right now. These are incredible. I knew you were capturing the best moments, but these absolutely blew me away. Thank you, thank you, thank you." The mom also commented, "From the bottom of my heart, thank you for capturing my favorite couple's moments. Can't wait to see the rest." That same day, the photographer who hired me DMs me and asks to buy my edits. I asked, what does that look like cost-wise? And because I told her that I had edited 650 photos. She said that she would pay $200. So for 10 hours of wedding work and 600 photos, you want to pay me less than a 6-hour package that I sell. I ghosted her for a few days because I didn't want to respond how I was feeling. I ended up replying to her that I would sell my edits to her for $2 per image, and she had to say that it was that photographer's work. She could not take the work for her own. She couldn't pass it off on her own as her own, and she said yes. So this photographer paid me $1,300 for my edits. And that's not all. She decided she wanted me to just put the images right into her gallery delivery system. I said, yeah, that's easy enough. So this led me to seeing the sneak peeks that the original photographer had sent her. Meg saw them, so let her dive into her thoughts of these. But let me tell you, the bride should not have paid $7,000. She thinks that she should have not paid even $2,000 in her opinion. This photographer has also asked me to associate 3 other weddings for her this year. In the words of Randy Jackson, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Okay, so just a quick overview rundown of what happened. Associate photographer is submitting this story about the lead photographer, the photographer who hired her. The photographer who hired her charges $7,000 for her packages, and last minute basically told the couple that she would no longer be able to be the lead photographer present for her wedding day due to some divorce proceedings that she needed to be present for, quote unquote, because who knows if that's true. So head photographer found the submitter of this story via Instagram DMs her asking her if she's available, to which the associate photographer is. Mm-hmm. The associate photographer finds out from being at the wedding that the lead photographer not only charges $7,000, but then when she delivered these photos to this lead head photographer, hiring photographer, she saw the original photos that were edited by the hiring photographer for the sneak peeks that were delivered to the bride. And let me tell you, as somebody who has also seen the images, it's not only not good, it's worse than Taylor Swift's photographer.
It's our favorite word. It
is diabolical. The images that were delivered to this couple who were paying $7,000 were downright terrible.
And take out the editing, the photos in general that were pulled. Because here's my thing. We take, 5,000 to 10,000 photos at a wedding. Maybe 30% of them are like winners, right?
Usable.
Because we're shooting everything. We're trying different things, whatever. I don't understand if this photographer blacked out and picked these images, but she picked that fun shot that you do with your gals on the bed and you're all in matching PJs. There's 10 of them in the sneak peeks. You get, let's say
10 of the same image.
10 of the exact same image. Some of the bride fully closing her eyes in that combination.
Yeah.
So you're getting 10 of the same images, one where the bride's fully closing her eyes. And I'm like, why didn't you just pick one of these?
Not only that, there are images that wouldn't even, in my opinion, make it into a full gallery delivery with garbage on a table. She's taking a photo of a beer can just a beer can, no rings near it, nothing wedding related near it, with plastic bags all over the table. There's about 4 of those images that are delivered in the gallery as well. And that is insane to me. So Meg and I had a conversation and we came to the conclusion that this had to be an AI culling system. And maybe not even culling system, because my AI culling system would not do that. But definitely an AI editing system, because the edits are not consistent, not only throughout the gallery, they're not consistent with what this photographer posts on her Instagram and on her website. Yeah. If you saw her website, you would think that when you're receiving a gallery from this person, you would have the highest quality images. You're paying $7,000. You would have the highest quality edits. You would have the highest quality eye. And I will tell you, the photographer who did the actual photographing, I've done associate weddings for Meg, year after year now. Yeah. And there are images that I'm sure she would be like, okay, great, amazing, but there are images that she's probably like, okay, well, we don't need this. Yeah. Which is totally fine.
Yeah. Same when I shoot.
For the lead photographer, the hiring photographer, to go in and deliver 10 of the same images, one where the bride's eyes are closed, because that happens, okay? Yeah. It happens. Yeah,
that's why you take 10 at one time. Yeah.
And you deliver the best ones. Yeah. For her to edit these in such an horrific manner that does not match her editing style on her website or her Instagram.
Not even close.
Not even close. Is really upsetting. Yeah. I actually got pissed when we talked about this offline. Because
I would personally come for this photographer, and I'm going to say this photographer's lucky that we don't drop their app, because this behavior is so horrible to do to a couple, because I look at their website and it's full of like gorgeous couples, gorgeous weddings, which, by the way, they all look like styled shoots to me. Yep. Stunning work, stunning editing, like everything is very cohesive, looks great. To me, what it seems like is they booked a wedding that they did not find aesthetically pleasing, but they still needed the money. They had no plans on shooting this wedding. No. They hired a last minute associate, said that something came up, got the raws, ran them through AI, picked random photos, or I don't know, had like their 7-year-old kid pick random photos, AI edited, sent the sneak peeks out. And what I'm betting, and the couple or the other photographer that submitted this to us, I don't know this for certain, they did not say this, I'm willing to bet that the couple got those photos and said, hell no.
They were upset
they
with what was delivered.
At the photos that were edited and posted by the shooter, the associate, and went, oh, those look great. What is this garbage that we're getting from our lead photographer? And I'm wondering if that photographer has a Google page or a page like for people to leave reviews. And I would bet my bottom dollar that they don't, because there's no way that this is the first time they're pulling a stunt like this. There's no way. So we need to do a little research on that.
The edited and posted photos by the associate photographer are stunning.
Great. Amazing.
Did such a beautiful job in capturing and editing this day that the fact that this hiring photographer went and just completely botched the job is really sad to me.
Culling and editing is supposed to elevate the shooting. What she did to cull and edit the gallery made it worse.
Yep.
She made the raws worse.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. So
it's disappointing.
Here's what I'll say. I doubt that if there are photographers that do this, that they're listening to our podcast, because they're probably sick of us calling them out. But like, if you know photographers who do this, you need to call them out. You need to tell them to knock this shit off, because this is someone's wedding day. If someone plays with me on my wedding day, not about the money that I spent even, but just like, these are my memes. These are the memes, and you have made them worse. I wouldn't doubt that the couple went to the photographer and said, we want her photos or you need to give us our money back. So I bet it was more financially, sound for the photographer to pay that $1,200, $1,300 to get the edits from the associate photographer.
I found the photographer. I don't believe she has a Google reviews page set up, or like a Google business page.
Yeah.
But when you look her up, her website is the very first one that pops up.
Great website too. Beautiful. She party.
So it says there's a Zola page. It says that her prices start at $3,000 for wedding ceremony and reception.
My Zola might say that too because I
haven't updated it.
I made it in 2022.
But there are reviews on her Zola page, and they are not bad.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 reviews. Okay, that's why.
Yeah. So that's my thing. If a photographer, to me, it is a red flag if your wedding vendor does not have a Google page. No. It is a red flag if there is nowhere for you to see client reviews that are like where you see at least, if this photographer's been doing this for years and they have 2 reviews, red flag. If they have no spot for any reviews, red flag.
I just have to say her website is so different than what I saw in this gallery.
Yeah, it's
and
cute.
She does have portfolio like tagged on her website, and the work is so different than anything we saw. And so that just really goes to show that she just did not care about.
And here's what I'll say is for all the photographers out there who's like, look, not everything's going to be consistent. That I agree with.
I agree too.
I shoot weddings where they spent $30,000 on florals. I shoot wedding where they spent $3,000 or did nothing. They just maybe did some baby's breath or greenery. That makes sense. I can only shoot what's put in front of me. However, this isn't anything to do like that. This is the culling and the editing. This is carelessness.
Yeah.
Carelessness. So anyways, that's all we have to say about that. Not too happy about it, but anything else on your end? I feel like we yapped a lot today.
Yeah, we're about an hour and a half into this episode, and I have to pee again. So
what are you drinking over there?
This is a protein coffee, but I had a lot of water last night, and yeah, I don't know.
I should just really drag this out now that her legs are shaking. She's got to go.
Yeah, I really got to pee.
Anyways, guys, thanks for joining this cocktail hour. Don't forget to subscribe, review the pod wherever you listen. Reminder, we have mentorships with Mickey coming back next week, talking all about our gear. So if you do have gear questions, you should probably get them submitted this week.
Submit that.
And we can answer them on the pod next week.
Make sure you follow along with us on Instagram at cocktailhour.podcast and submit your stories and questions to the link in our bio. It's all anonymous. Thank you. I have to pee. Bye.
Bye.